So tell me, do you remember the time of the dinosaurs? No, not that time. 1993. Keep your biologically and anatomically correct reptiles to yourself. Everybody should know that the True Dinosaurs debuted on June 15th of 1993, created by ILM and Stan Winston for the silver screens under the director Steven Spielberg. I know you know this sound and have at some point seen this clip around, at least in passing. If you haven't, then I really need to know what rock you've been hiding under, because there must be some really pristine fossils under there with how deep you're buried. Because this is, of course, Rexy, queen of the dinosaurs and the pinnacle of practical effects to many, and only one of many others found within this franchise. And feather, no feather, motion blind or not, she is to be revered. These visuals, these sounds, this world. It was everything to a kid like me, who just loved crazy big dinos wreaking havoc. I demolished my VHS tape of this growing up, and while it has lost a lot of its magic in later entries, except for, Camp Cretaceous, that's notwithstanding, and Camp Fam is my family till the end, but Jurassic World, everything within this series, other than Camp Cretaceous, while not abhorrent, is just not a good representation of the majesty that is Jurassic Park. This movie revolutionized not only film, music scores, and proves that despite the cost being higher, practicality is more often than not the best for atmosphere and scope. But it also helped push people to study paleontology, and making these beasts as believable as they did is remarkable, given just how wrong they are. Even with the revelation of things like raptors being basically just really hostile chickens and the T-Rex being more calm and predatory, this series continues to prosper and develop its world, even going so far as to add these feathered creatures in and trying its best to make sense of the faulty dinos the best they can. So it's no surprise that with something so extravagant as Jurassic Park, other directors and studios would look at it and think about the lucrative nature of the concept and make their own. This spawned many later attempts, including a great underrated gem in We're Back, A Dinosaur Story, which released in November. Fast forwarding a year, we get...
Don't forget, $20 and number 5 and the 7th to win!
Well, one day. Then in 2000, we get Dinosaur, a gorgeous CG animated film about an Allosaurus named Alodar doing... well, he a dinosaur. I just remember it looking good, not much about the narrative. The point is, while dinosaurs were already a narrative tool since film was discovered sometime in the year a long time ago, it was never as prominent or well portrayed as they would become with the release of Jurassic Park. There was, however, one more noteworthy film released on June 30th, 1993. Prehysteria, a film proposed in the early 90s by a storyboard artist named Peter Von Scholey to Charles Band as the first film in the family-friend branch of Full Moon Entertainment titled Moonbeam Entertainment. This film released very inconspicuously just 30 days after the theatrical demolition of Jurassic Park, but with a supposed self-funded production, it was sent straight to video with distribution managed by Paramount Pictures. Of course, while naturally not going to match the success of Jurassic Park, it did well for itself, making $1 million in rentals, and this is likely, while purely conjecture, due to its close proximity to the release of its big cousin. Though despite both being about dinosaurs, these films are the literal antithesis of each other. While Jurassic Park focused on the scale and grandeur of these once great titans, Charles and Albert Band focused on making these beasts more digestible by taking away their mighty stature and making them the size of a small dog, and proceeded to give them some personality, as well as instead of the gorgeous practical and CG counterparts, these dinos are charmingly claymated to keep within a budget and also give them a distinct appearance from other interpretations. There are 3 films within the Prehysteria brand, with the quality gradually declining as they slowly lose their finance. With the second film, the direction is handled solely by Albert Band and was created to bank on the success of the first and released sometime in 1994. The third film supposedly released on September 26 of 1995 without any of the previous members, getting a brand new director, David DeCoteau, and citing the first and only instance of a recurring character in Owen Bush, who played Mr. Cranston in the second film. This series has an odd track record of releases, seeing as the first and second film were released on all prominent platforms such as VHS, Laserdisc, DVD, and as of 2018, Blu-ray, while the only release of Prehysteria 3 seems to be on VHS and Laserdisc. This is of course until we get to the year 2014 and have a peek at the store shelves in Germany, where the films were re-released on DVD with a new brand titled Jurassic Kids. My bad, I thought I saw a familiar logo there. This appears to be the only time the third film has seen a DVD release, I think. Even when streamed on Amazon, it is clearly either a VHS rip or an overall poor master, as it suffers from screen tearing, shutters, and artifacting one may see on old VHS tapes. So yeah, Prehysteria as a concept is not at the top of preservation list, it would seem, but I'm a curious observer for schlocky media, so I went and watched all 3 of the films, 2 times each, and got my bearings, and now I'm here to spout my inane opinions on each film. Beginning from square one, Prehysteria. The film opens in a South American jungle with a man, rather a walking cliche of a villain named Rico Sarno, being guided by distressingly and archetypal natives in search of treasures. This man, this bastard here, is a menace in the worst ways and is a literal embodiment of misogyny and racism, which makes for some questionable scenes, and he starts his reign of villainy early on when he calls the native leading him the wrong name and speaking to him with Spanglish to insult his intelligence.
I thought you were a modern Indian. I am not an Indian. Hey, slow down, will you, Jeffy? I'm about ready to pass out here. Jefe, Senor Sarno. Yeah, that's what I said.
This is already mildly problematic, but he cares not as he insists to take him to the cave of Culebra. And Jeffy here speaks in contradicting riddles about a high rising sun and low setting moon. This is one time when I will admit that a film showing its age is not very pleasant, but it is kind of funny and in a moral sort of way. Having now, without a hint of nuance, introduced our villain, who is clearly not evil and definitely just a man with no agenda, we will fast forward to meeting the Taylors, the film's protagonists, who they themselves even have a rocky start as the son Jerry gems out to Elvis, and I cried knowing, though this being his first role, that he did not get paid anywhere near enough. His sister, quite literally, is shown just staring at this dog like she's making sure he follows the script and licks the peanut butter off her toes or something, and the dad, well, he found rocks.
Both rumble, man.
I'm sorry, Jerry. Could you say that again?
Both rumble, man.
I'm really sorry, bud. Could you just one more time for me?
Both rumble, man.
Oh, don't throw a song. Yeah, I don't know what that means, buddy, but if YouTube didn't have subtitles, I was never gonna know that, and I thought I might have to call somebody, because I thought you were asking him not to throw another stone at you.
Elvis is dead, Jerry.
So is that rock, Dad, but I still love him. What'd you find?
Anywho, after being reminded this kid's hero is dead and hitting his dad with a sick burn, we cut to the next scene where we are back with the lovable bigot who refers to his guide as a
Modern Indian.
and tries to pay him off in an effort to get him to go against his cultural inheritance.
Here, there's another $50. Show me the cave. You've insulted my land and my people.
Much to Sarno's dismay, you people, as he says, are not okay with disrespecting ancestry. So far, this man has proven to be unscrupulous and more than a little racist. Not a single thing he has said or done has shown anything more than a villainous mook whose sole purpose is to be despised. Back with the Taylors, we are hit with a commendable effort to add some heart to the film that kind of works with some genuinely sweet, lighthearted jokes and heavy themes.
Dad, you ever think about Mom?
Yeah, all the time.
Think she's in heaven?
Yep, probably having coffee and donuts with Elvis.
Who do you think misses her the most?
Oh, I don't know. This pretty little lady named Ruby.
Do you love Ruby?
Yeah, like a rock.
Then why'd you give her puppies away?
And it would mean something to me if I had this delivered to me at all before now, because so far in regards to this family, the only things shown to me that is involved in this dialogue are the dog and that shockingly enough, Elvis is feckin' dead. Why did no one tell me? Besides this devastating news that the king is apparently dead, I had no knowledge of any of this, and now I know it all in one motion that hit more abruptly than a train being derailed by an elephant on a big wheel. How, as a viewer, was I supposed to respond to this? You gave me no warning. Yeah, sure, it's revealed that in their world this has been a predicament of tragedy spanning 2 years, but for me it has been literally just over 8 minutes. I thought this was a movie about dinosaurs, not trauma-riddled dogs and children, although the amount of puppies referenced here and the dead mother, I guess, are important as the movie goes on. We'll get back to that later on. Regardless, this dialogue is cut short when the daughter, Monica, comes downstairs in what Frank here deems as a no-no, and I'm gonna be honest. Maybe it's because of the generation I am living in. I wouldn't really call this outfit too much for societal engagement, but I guess this is the 90s, and she's gonna hang out with 2 older boys named Rusty and Spike, so never mind. I'm on Team Frank. And of course she sneaks out anyway, and this means literally nothing other than an apparent way to parallel our villain who is also sneaking in the night and finds...
That gave me a heart attack.
What the hell was that? This movie was your first for your family line of film. I think we have different definitions of family friendly, but I guess carry on. In this dingy cave of Culebra, the sneaky son of a bitch finds 5 dino eggs and is given some half-baked narrative from an edgy Jeffy.
Well, Jeffy, many million moons ago, the son of Culebra came down from the mountains and presented these small mutant eggs to the Tulupos tribe before he died. He promised that if we kept them cold and sacred, and no harm would ever come to our people.
I don't know why, but this kind of bugs me because this isn't some kind of object like a chalice or a big ass box. This is an egg. 5 eggs, delivered by gods. They were told to refrigerate.
It's like a meat locker in here.
Ignoring the fact most eggs are incubated, with heat, and we find out these are fully living organisms, which means in this world, evolution is something that should likely be reassessed. Because these little bastards have been in a giant stone fridge for millions of years and still hatched. Albeit with a few anomalies in their presumed scale, but they're still feckin' dinosaurs. Oh, and at the same time, Sarno here is being caught, so is Monica. Because, parallel destinies or whatever. The difference is I don't think Frank here is gonna shank his daughter for stepping out for the night, and Monica definitely didn't knock out Frank, otherwise, yeah, parallel pass. Anyway, back to the Taylors. Frank is being a terrible father by encouraging his son to toss Monica out of the
Open the door, Jer.
What?
Open the door, your sister wants out.
Daddy.
There you go, jump! Jump!
Cut it out!
I guess maybe they're not so different. This little drive leads us to meet Vicky, who examines Frank's rocks, which you would think is a dinosaur fossil or something, but no, it's just azurite. And the dad behaves like a paleontologist and knows nothing, which you would think would be different since he seems so excited to
I think you got an azurite here.
Is that good?
It's great.
Hey, Dad. You should see the
Oh. He's just lonely. Carry on, my friend. Though after 8 months, and she talks to you like it's a bedroom, yet you still haven't asked her out. Not saying I have any other methods, but I feel like maybe you're past the rock collect to impress stage, bud. Sarno here has an issue where he apparently leaves his priceless possessions outside where anyone can just find it and gets confused when someone is able to just grab it. As the dog does because the dinos I guess smell intriguing and no one notices that the tag isn't theirs or even that their cooler was likely still theirs since, well, that wasn't where you put yours. Which, to be fair, you put it behind the desk. And why did you have it anyway? Yes, the azurite is in there, but you mean to tell me you didn't think to wrap it in a more secure location and away from your discarded turkey leg bones? Nice product placement. Moving ahead a bit, as there isn't too much of a great importance here, except for Sarno being a bastard and blatantly threatening Vicky.
My babies. Where are my babies? My eggs! Where are my eggs?
What?
Get enough to eat there?
That looks like a pretty tame portion to me. Whatever, but more importantly, Ruby somehow understands how the eggs work, dinosaur eggs at that, and is tending to them herself, while Sarno comes looking for this cooler, which of course these people know nothing about.
Okay, where is it?
Pardon?
Don't get cute with me. Where's my cooler?
You're cooler.
Hand it over, farm boy!
And I'm just saying, based on their behavior in the shop or whatever, and here, where she is screaming like someone is ripping her tail off, I am not convinced these people should have a dog.
Somebody shut that pooch up before I go crazy.
Could you feed her, Jer?
But it's here when we finally get to see the little guys, and honestly, look at them. They're adorable. And it only took half an hour and some embarrassing nonsense to see them. From here, the dinosaurs are of course seen a bit throughout the movie, but this is a small issue that I have. These creatures, the literal selling point, become a mundane MacGuffin throughout, which is essentially a very tedious love story and coping parable. Fast forwarding a little, and we have the kids naming the dinosaurs after musicians because I actually don't know. I get Elvis because he's the king of the dinosaurs and Jerry's obsessed with him, but the rest are, I have no idea. These kids are fairly calm about all this, and yeah, Monaco shows mild reservations, but overall she just kind of says whatever. Now they're part of the story. Why? I wish I knew. But there are some cute moments with them, like Elvis being a menace.
Elvis? Don't go messing with my cookies, man. It's for dessert.
A running theme in the series, well, the first two, is raisins, sun-made to be exact, and to be honest, I think that's the only reason they farm raisins in this film, because finance. There isn't a whole lot of substance here, as Sarno is running around being a Dennis Nedry knockoff who is obsessed with his pay for these dinos. Well, I don't know, the kids are busy hiding the dinosaurs?
So what's going on, Jer?
Nothing. How's the raisin game coming?
Where's Monica?
Downstairs, taking care of Ruby. That dog's got hormones popping left and right.
Monica!
Just feeding Ruby. Hi, Daddy.
What are you doing in there?
I'm feeding Ruby, keeping her out of trouble. Isn't that what you want?
I want you two to hightail it up to the living room. Because I know when you're up to something, and you're going to sit down and you're going to tell me what it is.
They're not very good at it. So this janitor is important. Moving along. Sarno is a lunatic who is constantly attacking people who really don't deserve it, and he is a genuinely bad human. Like, holy hell, is this man a cartoon? A cartoon who is more than a bit antisocial. Like, literally threatening violence at every turn, and while Vicky is in danger, we've finally seen an iota of actual activity from the dinosaurs as they terrorize the kitchen, and we get this cute little scamper from the Triceratops thing, and Elvis apparently is accused of trying to attack Frank.
What in the hell is this? It almost bit my head off.
When? All we saw was him pop out of a chip bag, so even if he did somewhere off screen, he's clearly hungry. Help him out. These are little dinosaurs that he is treating like stray squirrels the kids were harboring in here. Like, why is he so aloof with all this? And Monica is a terrible liar, but luckily, Frank is a dumbass.
We're still missing the flying one. Have you seen it?
Not a sign, Daddy.
What was that?
Car pulling out?
I shouldn't have come here. You don't give a rat's tail about me.
Come in the house.
No.
Why not?
Give me my keys.
Heel, Ruby.
Give me my keys back.
What keys?
Okay, Frank is a forceful weirdo. I mean, I get it. It's doing the whole girl was attracted to the confidence thing, but, like, he literally dismissed her fears and jacked her keys so she couldn't leave. That's kind of sociopathic, man. Calm yourself.
Okay, Monica, call her off.
Come to Mama. That's a good material, girl.
How did you train her to... Never mind. Okay, so this is a moment of embarrassment for the director, the writers, and the actors. The idea here is to show that Jerry and Frank are willing to move on while Monica has reservations. This, in and of itself, is fair, but it really isn't tasteful, as they both clearly go for a kiss, and Frank just straight up lunges for her ear like a hungry shark after some chum someone threw in the ocean.
Another drink?
Oh, no, I should get going.
You're not going anywhere.
Well, I can't stay here.
Please. I don't want anything to happen to you.
Thank you.
I'll sleep on the couch.
You two need a cold shower. Yes, they are adults, but your kids have free reign over this house, man. You gotta have some reservation.
Huh?
Those black hearts?
The raisins.
Nice.
Sir, please put some clothes on, or better yet, pick up your dignity. I think you may have left it out in the yard with the fossils you were digging up earlier.
You were so fresh. I had to see my lady love.
No, that's
Awesome gizmo.
Fast forwarding past brain dead Danny, we see Sarno, who is casually waiting on Frank's back porch with a gun. How did he get here? When did he get here? I don't know, but Frank is extraordinarily cavalier, and they make implications of some kind of military training with his absolute non-reluctance to disarm somebody in an instant.
They're not in there.
Yeah, right. I knew they were here.
Turn around. Turn around and bend over.
What do you think you're...
Okay.
Oh, God.
Now crawl back to your car.
Are you out of your stinking mind? Watch me crawl.
Okay. The joke is crude, but the delivery from Sarno is just okay as well. And this whole scene, well, it's kind of mediocre, but it's fun on Sarno's part. Jumping to Frank and Monica talking about Monica's qualms with Vicky and, well, how the hell do I respond to this? Why does this movie do this?
You'll always be Daddy's girl. You know that.
What about Mom, huh?
Your mother's been dead for 2.5 years, sweetie.
Don't you ever think about her?
I dream about her every night. And in that dream, she's still alive. But by the end, she's gone. And I have to go through it all over again.
I'm sorry, Daddy. I just don't want a new mom.
She's not gonna be your new mom. She's my friend.
Sir, I saw you snap at that ear. You may not be looking for a replacement mother, but you're definitely trying to fill some kind of hole. No, I'm not sorry.
Hey, speaking of the form, I knew this hunchback in the 6th grade. You can imagine when this guy had it itch. Hey, oh.
Ah yes, deformed lizards compared to hunchbacks. That's comedy. And he did the funny Italian thing, a masterclass in writing. The movie at this point has just become a bit of an odd tonal shift. The movie from the beginning has been a bit more of a streamlined joke machine, but now it's falling more in line with a bad sitcom episode of these two goons not having any brain cells. And it's humorous sometimes. The only problem is the movie feels like it knows time is running out and that it hasn't done a good job keeping the viewers, specifically children, engaged, thus enforcing a much more punchline-driven narrative with all the previous bits about acclimating to a new life with Vicky or keeping the dinosaurs safe acting as a kind of parallel to the life of their late mother and Ruby's puppies. You remember when they threw a whole dump truck of lore on me like it had subtlety?
Oh, those are bitchin' the threads, Monica.
Just drive.
Seriously, who are you?
You can't do that.
Okay, Superman-looking ass, but why was that kind of funny? Listen, I understand writing conflict is hard, but this man has disarmed two people, one of whom was twice his size, and he got knocked down by this. Dude didn't even hit him that hard, and what was that effort earlier? You guys literally just lightly caressed them. I'll keep this strategy in mind next time I'm being robbed. Maybe you're onto something.
Eat.
Yeah, what about your girlfriend? Are we just gonna sit around here while she rots down there with that greedy slob?
I did not slave over that stove so you two could jaw yourselves to death.
I know this is just a group of people, a family, kids and a father, but holy crap, why are you just pretending like this is okay? She was kidnapped and I can see that you are distressed, but you literally didn't try. I don't expect a Liam Neeson monologue or anything, but there wasn't any kind of build-up to this morosity. It is another hostile tonal shift that arguably just confused me more. It was simply jarring. They had moments in the beginning with the mother conversation, but even there, they kept it light. I know this is a more dire scenario, however, this is a comedy. I know comedy and drama can be merged well, but this is not how that's done. At this point, the movie kind of ditches logic and pacing. They're all arguing over whether they should go and do something with the dad, understandably not wanting to risk his kids, but it's a movie and this is our hero. And this whole time, he's just been kind of a passive-aggressive jerk. Or maybe he's just too realistic of a dad at times, but these kids are just kind of there as well, and the antagonist is a loser who arguably has some of the best moments. So what am I supposed to feel here? Because I'm just mixed on a lot of things, specifically everything characteristically.
Oh, hi there, Mr. T. Whoa, hot damn. What's the wing spread on that squab?
Hey, Whitey.
He's late for the show.
See? Important. Not sure how, but he is important. From this moment, the family is seen prepping some kind of scheme while Sarno delivers a speech of grandeur, and it's written like this has been in the making for the last hour and a half of the film. And the fact that this loser just kind of looks at Frank as if he saw Batman lurking in the rafters is kind of hilarious, because it makes it again feel like this is a hero I should have all hope for. But no, dude is just ruthless and callous. So now the kids are abducting their dino friends while Frank simply decks Sarno in the face, and they do the suburban equivalent of riding off into the sunset, driving away in a rusty-ass truck while the credits roll. This is our ending. An ending all of 50 minutes in the making, and it's an ending. Oh, wait. Hey, there's Jeffy. Is there going to be some kind of final confrontation? Maybe the dinosaurs will return home? Maybe we'll see them in a more prominent... No. Those are credits. Okay, so that was the end of Prehysteria. A film with seemingly no significant direction and an apparent cash grab to cash in on the success of Jurassic Park. And did it succeed? I mean, kinda, I guess. For an independent film, it did pretty well for itself, making over $1 million, and was remastered 25 years later. So it did something right. Not quite sure what that is, though. I mean, the few aspects of it I enjoy are the dinosaurs, and they are adorable, but despite being present for a good bit of the time, they really just felt like a side attraction to a faulty love story with trauma-induced undertones that were forcefully wrapped up with no payoff. And the characters with the most engaging on-screen presence were definitely the dinosaurs, the goons, and Sarno. While I do find him a pompous ass, that was the intention, and his portrayal was perfect with quick delivery and a remorseless tone that I can appreciate. The goons had pretty conventional slapstick jokes to drive their characters, but again, they felt deliberate, where while not badly performed, the heroes of the story come off as just kind of unlikable. Frank has a weird coggy aura about him that makes his flirting scenes read as brash and unsympathetic, while the kids are beyond archetypal, with Jerry being a cringy 12-year-old and Monica acting like a spoiled teen. And yes, this is the point, and they were played admirably, but the difference between playing a narcissistic buffoon like Sarno and a trite teen is that the buffoon was on the villain's side and meant to be despised. These kids and their father were on the side of our heroes, yet I felt them more as a side effect of a quick cash scheme where something was needed to drive the narrative. And again, the dinos, while adorable and having charming practical effects, lacked on-screen consistency and prominence. I know the scene of them dancing was iconic for the trailer and everything, but they were shown off in promos as a silly Gremlin or Ghoulies type thing for kids, when in reality, they were just a sticker on the box that may as well say romance featuring dinos, and that is what they were. A marketing ploy. A toy at the bottom of a cereal box that is neat when you first get it, but quickly loses its luster. And this movie was likely self-funded by the director, so I do understand the budgetary look, and as a first entry in a new line for a studio, it's safe, which is all they were likely going for. Sadly, this means it didn't age too gracefully with some, look, I'll say creative decisions, to be nice. So, how do I feel about Prehysteria as a whole? I mean, it's a movie. It's a movie featuring tiny dinosaurs, and sadly, that's really all I can say about it. Despite how judgy of the film I sounded throughout this entire video, I did laugh a few times, and I did kind of enjoy it despite the low-budget nature. I will not really say you should or should not watch it, rather just don't worry about buying it. If you have Amazon Prime or even a YouTube subscription, you can watch the movie for free, and I suggest using Prime as it allows you to watch the remaster for free, and despite how low quality everything can seem sometimes, they did a wonderful job cleaning it up, and I respect the drive to try and keep even the more underrated and niche films alive. With all that said, my time, much like that of the dinosaurs, has come to an end. And if you are hearing this monologue, then that means that you have not only sat through my mundanity, but if you are recurring, you waited an exorbitant amount of time for this video. And to those of you who did sit there and actually wait out that time frame to still click on this, I thank you and I'm sorry. The plan was for a much larger project that I simply got overwhelmed with, so if the beginning of it implies this is going to be a larger video with all 3 movies in one, that's because your boy is a bit dumb and was planning a lot more than he could actually take on. And I still thank you for sitting through this, and I appreciate your time so much. And if you happen to be upset with the quality or just simply sitting and waiting for what you didn't even get, then feel free to leave whatever slander or defamation you desire in the comments. If you don't feel like being kind and feel so inclined, there are even 2 thumbs buttons for you to choose from, and I leave you to your destiny on which one you choose. So with all that being said, I am truly grateful, and until I return from the void once more, I bid thee a fond farewell. And also one more little note. Kevin, if you didn't move those damn wrappers, you might have gotten the video sooner.